I want
Yeah.
to ask you, yeah,
Yeah, go on, mate.
because one thing that always annoys me when I see your Instagram is your artwork.
Mm.
Where do you find all this cool stuff, man? I have
Um,
white and grey walls, and you have some amazing pictures.
do you just mean the artwork we have for the magazine in general?
Well, I mean, the picture behind you is
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically that came from, yeah, it's a good story actually. So the studio we're now in, um, we, yeah, the story of how we got in there is, I interviewed an artist in Leeds called Nicholas Dixon, and that's whose art you're on about. Yeah, so he's called Nicholas Dixon, and he's a Leeds-based artist, and I sorted an interview out with him 2 Christmases ago. It was like just before Christmas, and yeah, I interviewed him, and I knew he had a studio, so he went, right, okay, meet me in the studio, and we can do this interview. So I met him. He showed me this studio, and mate, I couldn't believe it. Like, it was in the centre of Leeds. I went up, and it was just like, it was honestly like everything you could dream of for a studio. It's just like you go up these like really weird stairs, and then you're up, and it's just all of his art's there, and he was sharing it with a radio station at the time, and um, yeah, I just remember thinking like, this is the coolest thing ever. Like, this studio is amazing. How sick is it that he's got his own studio? And then interviewed him in a local pub, which was really nice. And the interview went really well. And yeah, like after that, we kind of hit each other up every now and then, like commenting on each other's stuff, just supporting each other. And then the day I finished my dissertation, literally the day I finished, he messaged me saying, "Hi Josh, hope you're well, mate. Can I give you a call?" I called him, and he told me he had this exhibition going on in the centre of Leeds, and that he was getting a New York graffiti artist on board called Sen One, and he just wanted to know if I wanted to be on board and help out. So yeah, I went there, and we didn't really know where it was going to go, but we got on really well. I really liked the idea of the exhibition, and then sooner, yeah, before you knew it, he just brought me on board, and I worked on that exhibition for like 3 months, and during that we became really good mates, and then when I was working in London a month or so later, I got a call from him. He said, "Give me a call, I need to talk to you." Like, and I was like, "What's going on?" Because it had just been at the end of the exhibition, and you know, there'd be loads of stressy moments where things were happening, just at
Mm.
just because it is stressful doing that type of thing. So I thought, oh no, like what's happened with the exhibition as something, you know. So
Yeah.
I answered it, and he just said, "Mate, the space in the studio has become available. Do you want to move in?" And I was just like, what? So, yeah, I was on my lunch break on my first day at work in London, and it was at London Bridge, and I was looking at London Bridge, and I was just like, wow, I couldn't believe it, man. It was like a dream come true that I almost didn't even dream happening. It was nuts because I thought that studio was so, so cool, but I never thought we'd end up in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I always thought that was the coolest studio ever, and I was very jealous. Not jealous, but like, I was like, wow, that's so cool. And then, yeah, to have him be like, do you want to get involved, and do you want to move in? I was like, yeah, definitely. And yeah, we moved in January, and I'm still scratching my head that it's happened, mate.
That's an amazing story, though. What an experience.
Totally. Even the exhibition was just unbelievable. Like, he's a guy who's been smashing it in Leeds for you know, more than 10 years with his art. Biggest artist in the city, and his art's all over. And firstly, for him to ask me to get on board, that was just, yeah, such a buzz in itself. But then for it to go where it went, and meet all of his, you know, the people he works with and the people he knows, and then to move into the studio, mate, it was nuts. And I know this podcast is sometimes a thing about talking to people who may be still in university and all of that. And one bit of advice I could maybe try and get in here is never ever be ashamed of working under someone. Like, that was an experience where like he brought me in to help him. And then now that we're in this studio, it just fit, do you know what I mean? And all of that was just because I said yes to initially helping him out with something. So all I'd say to people is like anyone who's got, something they do on the side of uni or even what they do with uni, if you ever get given an opportunity to just be around someone who's maybe, you know, doing what you want to do, just jump at it because, you know, it can lead to really good opportunities.
Yeah. That's good advice, man. I was like that for so long. Like, I don't want to work for anyone but myself.
Yeah,
But
like I think it's quite natural though. I think as young people we're very aware that, you know, certain people can get exploited and stuff, but it might be seen as old fashioned, but just working under people initially or going to people who might be a couple of steps ahead of you at the time, just don't be worried about it. You've got so much to learn by doing that. And sometimes that can be worth more than a degree or an internship, you know?
absolutely, yeah. It's building that network.
100%. And if you show you care, yeah, as long as they're not a horrible person, they're going to love that, aren't they? If you show you're passionate and willing to learn, then you're bound to kind of do well or make your mark in whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah, for sure, man. Shout out Nicholas though. Nicholas Dixon, yeah?
Nicholas Dixon, yeah, he's a good mate and an amazing artist who's, yeah, he's just recently done a NHS giveaway where he gave away a piece of one of his original paintings and then 50 other pieces of artwork, and that's all to NHS staff, which was amazing. And yeah, it's been keeping morale going. But yeah, check him out if you haven't already, Nicholas Dixon.
Yeah, I'll check that out as soon as we're done, man. I wish I could do the same thing with Banksy in Bristol.
Yeah, get on, mate. I'm sure he's about. I'm sure he's about, mate.
I'll try and get him on a house party or something, or Zoom.
Yeah, mate, get him on the podcast. He'll be loving it. Get him to do the next bit of artwork for the podcast.
I'll move him into the studio.
Yeah, definitely, man. Bring him to Leeds as well.
Oh, I can't wait.